everyone, and welcome back. So today I am going to take you guys step by step on how I did this cute little scarecrow. But before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Christina.nails from IG. She is actually the inspiration of this mani. Now, before we get started on getting into the actual scarecrow, I'm going to go ahead and take you guys shot by shot on all the colors that I used. It is quite a few colors. You only need a little bit of each, but like I said, I'm going to take you step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and do our base. You guys know I swear by this color as my base, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then these are the other colors that I used to complete the scarecrow. Now you guys, I do have a builder gel on, which is like a peachy color, but I am going to still do 2 coats of this. If you enjoy the natural color of your nails, or like if you are wearing like a natural colored builder gel under, you don't really have to do this step. You can go and skip it and probably just put like a gel base and then go straight into the scarecrow. But I like this color as a base color, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats of this. Now you guys, I did notice that I forgot to mention this color, so I will be using this color also on the scarecrow. Now I got all of my colors already set to go on my little plate here, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and then I am going to grab some little lint-free wipes as well as my alcohol and go ahead and put that to the side. This is the brush that I'm going to be using, you guys. It's from Triple D. It's the longer of the detailed nail art brushes. Now you guys don't have to put a little napkin under your plate, but I sometimes can get a little bit messy when it comes to gels. So I put a little napkin under there just by, just in case. All right, so we are actually going to go ahead and start with the scarecrow's hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of that cranberry color. I believe it's called Cranberry Juice. Now, you guys, I'll have all of the colors listed down below also. So, don't worry about, if I just say, hey, the pink one or the yellow one. I'm going to go ahead and list them all down below. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the actual bottle and kind of just fill in the hat. I am doing it on a swatch, so the nail estate is a bit bigger than my own nail. I also did these on my daughter, which was, it didn't even take, I did it in like 2 seconds, no lie. But it is easier when you have the actual brush from the bottle, and you can just go ahead and use the nail art brush to kind of like make it all even. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and just fill in the blank, and then I'm going to use my nail art brush to kind of just basically make it all even and to kind of correct all of those empty spaces. Now, once you're satisfied with the hat, I'm going to go ahead and actually pop her in the lamp for about 30 seconds. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and clean my nail art brush because I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next color. This is why I need the lint-free wipes, because I'm actually going to go ahead and use that to clean the brush off. Now, you guys, we're going to go ahead and also clean it off the plate just to make sure we're not going to accidentally use that color, because we're going to go ahead and just move on to the next one. So I'm thinking we're going to go ahead and start with the little hair pieces. Now, you guys, this is where you can get more creative. I copied Christina Nails just the way that she had her scarecrow. So she had blonde hair on her scarecrow, but you guys can make it a little redhead or brunette, or even give it a little bit of highlights by mixing colors. This is the part when you can make it literally whatever you want. For my daughter, you guys, I created one with eyelashes. So she had like a boy scarecrow and a girl scarecrow. It was super cute. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of grab that color and kind of just basically flick downwards towards the bottom of the hat, and that's going to create that like feathery look. Okay, so this is how the hair looks so far. We're going to go ahead and pop it into the lamp for about 30 seconds. And then we're going to go ahead, of course, clean our brush off and then clean off the color as well. Okay, next up is the little details on the hat, and we're gonna go ahead and use that orangey color, which is called maple syrup. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the bottom line first. This is why I like the longer brush, because I tend to get it all over the actual, like the brush bristles, and that helps me kind of create a straighter line. I feel like the faster you go, the straighter the line, because the slower you go, you can get a little shaky or a little like wobbly. I know I do. So I like to do mine a little bit quicker, like the line work. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the top part of the hat. Now for that part, I grab a little bit more product, so where it's like thicker and then thinner. I do like a little flick so you can get that little thick to thin kind of line for the top part of the hat. Okay, so far so good. The hat is done. We're going to go ahead and pop her in the lamp for a little bit. Now, you guys, I am going to clean my brush because we're going to need the brush for another color, but I am actually going to keep the color on the plate because we're going to need that color for the nose. So now you want to break out your dotting tools. These are the dotting tools that I used. I actually used like the bigger size one and then the tinier size one. All right, so now we're ready to use the dotting tools. Like I said, I'm going to use the bigger size dotter on the dotting tool, and this is going to go ahead and create the nose of the scarecrow. So you want to go ahead and get as much product as you can, and you also want to try and center the nose as best as you can towards the bottom of your nail, or in this case, the bottom of the swatch. Now I'm going to go ahead and use that same bigger round size, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and create the eyes. So this part can get a little bit tricky. If you want to go ahead and do a quick cure for the nose, you can go ahead and do that, because you want to get the eyes, number one, as even as possible, also on the same level and plane. You know, you don't want a scarecrow to look too crazy. So we're going to go ahead and try and make the eyes look as symmetrical as possible. So again, we're gonna go ahead and stay with that bigger size dotting tool, and we're gonna go ahead and now do the cheeks, and we're gonna go ahead and use that pink. The pink one is called Electric Pink, and we're gonna go ahead and try and do that towards the sides of the Scarecrow, but in between the orange and the black, if that makes sense. So I feel like we did a lot of art right now, so we're gonna go ahead and pop that in the lamp for the full 60 seconds. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our smallest dotting tool that you have in your like dotting tools of array, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and use that one with the white. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make the eyes now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 dots at the top. Now you guys, depending on how big you do your black dots on the Scarecrow, it also depends on how many dots you can put inside of it with the little white dots. For me, for example, I was able to put in 3, but for Christina's nails, she put 4 little dots. So just keep that in mind. The bigger the black dots, the more little white dots you can add for the eyes. All right, you guys, and now it's time for the gel top coat. This is their no white top coat, and just to remind you guys, I do have a code with Nail Reserve. It's Shay, and that'll get you 50% off any 2 bottles that you buy. And again, that code is Shay, so SHEI, and the link is also down below in the description box. Alright you guys, so here's our cute little Scarecrow. Isn't he so adorable? Like I said, you guys, you can make it however you want. Add some eyelashes, change up the little hair. This is how mine looks like on mine. Alright you guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye!